the races, so to speak. Let's see, recording, ... Okay. Lynn Races, our executive director for Florida Cancer Specialists Foundation. I'm going to turn it right on over to you.
Thank you, Dawn and Ashley. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. So excited. I was like, yay, State of the Union, my favorite subject. But first, big thank you to all of you for volunteering in any capacity. We can't do this without you, so we love you. And we know you could be doing something else, but you're giving your time, for compassionate support and the patients, and all tied to our mission. So we love it, and thank you so much. There is a chat function on your screen. If you have a question while I'm talking, I think Dawn and Ashley will kind of keep an eye on it. You can type in the chat if you have a comment or a question. Be kind. And also in the chat already, we put in there that there's a link to this particular impact report for the foundation, and separately there's an impact report for Florida Cancer Specialist, the actual company. They just released theirs hot off the press, so that link is there for those of you who are interested in what they're doing, what they've done over in the last year. So I'm assuming, never assume anything, right, that you can see my screen. And I need to move you all because you're right over my screen. Hold on for a second. Can't see it. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to read this to you because you can always look at it, but I'd like to give you some highlights from 2023. And I am going to, let's see. I know we had, oh, there we go. I'm trying to make it bigger. There you go. I think that's much more readable if I blow it up a little bit. So we had some great achievements in 2023, our largest financial aid year in the history of the foundation. We awarded over $2 million, which was up 9% from the year before. That was huge. It was a tough year for us regarding raising money. And I kept going back to the board and saying, we still have a lot more that we can give. We need to give out. And they said, just keep giving. So we did. Patient grant applications, my goodness, in 2023, we're up 36%. For us, that's 1,000 applications more than the year before. So that is incredible. What we're seeing this year in 2024, it's not slowing down. I just pulled some numbers from our client services group. As of this week, we've already received over 1,800 applications. That's, that's record breaking again. That's up 32% over last year. So with that said, some of you may know this, but some of the volunteers who help virtually have been notified. We're not turning anyone away, but we're pausing the new applications flowing in. So if you do go to our website or someone asks you on the financial aid page, this just happened yesterday, it will say, due to the overwhelming influx of applications, we are holding right now. Please check back with us next month, because we're currently processing all those that just came in. To be fair, it's first in, first out, right? So we have to process all those new applications that are sitting in our system, making sure the bills are being paid in a timely manner. And when we talked to the board of directors, this is the one way we thought we could do it without turning anyone away. So stay tuned, because this may continue depending on the application flow this year. The foundation volunteer program, 230 patient support volunteers. Now, this was 23. It says serving 58 clinics. This year, it's 59 clinics. The more new clinics Florida Cancer Specialists opens, the more opportunities we have to expand our volunteer program. So if they want it, Don and Ashley are there to set it up. And the latest one was what, Boca?
The
In
latest
Boca?
was Boca Raton, yes.
Yes, yes. So that's kind of exciting to open a new facility. We have 25 volunteers in office or virtual. And I think some of you have heard this joke, but this is my favorite. I love to say this. The virtual volunteer program is volunteering in your pajamas. And so that means that they're at home helping us process applications, calling patients, anything that they can do to support the foundation office. And we do have Tuesdays and Thursdays volunteers that come in our office with us, which those are my favorite days, is when they're all there. Jumping over to revenue, just our events alone last year raised over 1 million. So we are very event centric. We have 8 major events a year in 8 different cities. And so it's a lot. And we'll see later on here, you'll be able to see them all, talk about it a little bit. So since inception, these are the numbers. We've raised over $19.5 million. We've awarded 13 million in financial aid and assisted over 8,600 patients and their families. So very proud of that. It takes a village. It takes our whole staff, our team, and the volunteers, all our supporters to make this happen. So this is something new that we have not shared before, but I find it very fascinating. On the left, the top 12 referring health organizations to the foundation. That means all of these health organizations or academic centers are referring their patients to us for financial aid. Moffitt Cancer Center has been sitting at number 1 or number 2 since I've been here. Surprisingly, then you may be surprised to see University of Miami Health Systems on there. They're either number 1 or number 2 every single month. They have some savvy social workers, I think, because they're pushing their patients over to us for help. And then you can see some of the other big players on here. Over to the right, this is, we actually not related to the referring organizations, but this is our county, top 12 counties. This is where all the money's going. So this was a good exercise because Duval County, or like Duval County, I was like, had to look it up. That's Jacksonville, that whole area. They're the number 1 county for receiving financial aid from us. And for us, it wasn't even on the radar. So I found that really interesting. I think Mayo's over there, MD Anderson's over there, maybe even Cleveland Clinic, I'm not sure. They may be, so they sending over to us.
CSNF is a big, the Specialists of North Florida, that's a big group in Jacksonville. And
there you go.
Referring.
Yes, exactly. Hillsborough, that's Tampa. Volusia, that's DeLand, the DeLand area. And that's where we do the big 5K run. So you can see there's a definite influence of who we're helping in Central Florida. And a lot of it is due to the Me Strong Foundation, to that run. Okay. This is kind of in a nutshell our financial aid, which I kind of just talked through, but you can see, I love the pie charts. I love the visuals. You can see where's the money going. 57% mortgage and rent. I guess that would be obvious because it's more money, when we're paying the patient bills. And last year, the patient grants were $2,000 per calendar year. So when we talk about 2024, then it increased 10%. So patients can receive up to $2,200 in 2024. So we did increase that, and we increased our budget. And over here, this is where our income is coming from. So very interesting. Since we're event centric, look at the percent there, 43% events. Now that includes sponsors. But individual giving, normally with a nonprofit, that's the biggest piece of the pie. A lot of people mistakenly think that it's businesses that we get money from, or any nonprofit gets money from, and that's actually not true. The statistics show that it's all individual giving. That's really important when it comes to our fundraising and development department to focus on that. And that would be like yourselves, employees, those in the community, in memory of, in honor of, grateful patients, all individual giving. Anyone who's savvy with numbers, I showed this one time to a physician and he said, wait, but you raised more money than you gave out, meaning since inception. That's true. On the years that we raised more money, we wisely invested our money. We have, with Truist, with their wealth advisors, we actually have an endowment with them. And right now it's almost up to $8 million. That lends to the sustainability of the foundation for a rainy day. And guess what? That rainy day is happening due to the economy and inflation. We actually pulled some money from that endowment. It wasn't a lot, but enough to cover us last year. That's why it's there. I don't think, I love this. For those of you who know Steve, I don't think he's on the call. But this is a beautiful story about why Steve volunteers, and he does it in memory of his wife. I believe this went out in our newsletter, so some of you may have seen it. And speaking of the newsletter, I have a question. You don't have to answer me out loud. Do you receive our newsletters? If you do not, please email Dawn or Ashley, whoever is your VPM. And let them know. We want to make sure that we have the most, that we're pulling the most up-to-date list of all our volunteers so that you're staying informed. Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm going to bring this down a little bit. This is a 2-page timeline since inception and all the milestones that we have hit. When did the volunteer program start? Actually started in 2015. I came on board the next year in 2016. Interesting, when I came on board, there were about 40 or 50 volunteers in 15 clinics. And when you look at those numbers now, it's grown so much. So I'm very proud of that. Proud of all of you. Last year, in 2023, a milestone for the foundation. We were named a 4-star charity by Charity Navigator. That's a huge milestone for us. I had been working on that for years because I so wanted that 4-star rating, and it's the highest rating you can get. And they finally awarded that to us last fall. So deserves to be on this timeline for sure. We have some beautiful testimonials in our impact report. These are 2 of our board members. Tom Mueller is the treasurer. He's also a cancer survivor. And Patsy Sanchez, she's up in Tallahassee, originally from Tampa. She was actually born in Cuba, so she has the most amazing story, and she is a survivor. We had also featured on here a volunteer. Well, he was a volunteer and he became an employee. And we've had several volunteers that actually were hired by Florida Cancer Specialists. So I think that's amazing. So you can see him in his volunteer outfit and then in his clothes in the farm. He's a pharmacy technician. How cool is that? And then I'm gonna, let's see if I can, oh, here we go. Oops. So these are were the numbers for the patient support volunteers, et cetera, which we just talked about. So that's on the impact report as well. This is, whoops, wrong way. We have, I was talking about events. So we have some events I just wanted to mention that are coming up. Trying to make this bigger. Sorry. Okay, this is a wardrobe malfunction here. Okay, so coming up, we have 3 major events coming up in April. The first one is April 6th, which is Farm to Table Ocala. And that is, and thank you, because we have a volunteer on the call who is actually coming up to the event, Dawn. And that is so fun. It's under a tent out on Castlegate Farm. That's a horse breeding, raising facility and owned by one of our board members. So we're very much looking forward to that. An up and rising country singer will be the entertainment there. We don't have on here, I just thought of it. Power of Art is April 20, and that is the Las Meninas. Is everyone familiar with the Las Meninas program? I don't know if anyone's putting it in chat or nodding their heads.
Nothing in chat.
Okay.
No, I am
They
not.
They are beautiful sculptures based on the famous Las Meninas painting in Spain. And we have 3-foot high sculptures that were painted in 12 Florida cancer specialist clinics. And we brought in an artist, and then they were, the inspiration and the theme was decided by the artists and the patients. And the patients all helped paint. And it was part of Healing with Art. And we have 16 of them, and they're all going to be auctioned off at this event on April 20. So the auction is going to go live probably within the week and online. So people can bid online, and then it's going to culminate to this event that'll be live. We have already sold 9 of them before the event even started. And they each sold for $7,500 each. So we're hoping the live auction will create a bidding war where it will actually go higher. So it should be an amazing event. And maybe when I click off of this, I'll share the website page so you can see what they look like.
I shared the link in the chat, Lynn.
Oh, perfect. Please check out the Meninas. They're gorgeous. And there's an auction book you can read about the artists and their inspiration and their story. It's just really a lovely, lovely program. The one thing that's not on here, well, let's see, I'm going to add that at the end. We also have go back. We also are rated platinum level, the highest level by GuideStar, which is a nonprofit recognition program as well. Our board of directors, we have 12 members. We did have one drop off just recently. Very diverse board, various professional backgrounds and geographical locations. And proud and happy that we added 2 new positions, a volunteer liaison, who is Lynn Cowdright, who's on the call. Thank you, Lynn. And John Sadeka, he is a patient liaison out of Naples, Florida, and he is actually an FCS patient. So he lends perspective from the patient side. We even had him fill out an application for financial aid just to have him go through the process and get his feedback as to how that went. And then Lynn represents the volunteer program and some initiatives and campaigns that she will be leading with the volunteers. So we're very excited. That was something new, and I think really fitting for our board to have those 2 representatives. So that is it. I'm going to stop sharing now, but I wanted to talk just a second about the Giving Challenge, and more information will be coming out to you next week from your volunteer program managers and Rebecca Davis. For those that have been around for a long time, there's been a Giving Challenge every year, and now it's every other year. It's a 24-hour online giving campaign, just blasted everywhere. It's April 9 through 10. From noon to noon exactly. It's the only window of time that individuals can give. From $25 to $100, your gift will be matched. The Patterson Foundation out of Sarasota is matching the gifts. It's amazing. So basically double your money. So more information will be coming out in emails, but we are actually pulling in all of you as volunteers to join in on that challenge. And so we're excited, and we'll hope you will be excited to not only look at possibly giving, but sharing it with others is actually more important. That you would share it with your friends and family or coworkers and say, I volunteer at Florida Cancer Specialist Foundation, and this is why. Please support me in the mission. The more, and if it's fine. The more $25 we get, it's going to be $50. So I think there'll be, and I think Lynn Cowdright has been involved with kind of the brainstorming as to what does that challenge look like for the volunteers. I love it. I love it. I don't think we've really pulled you in as a group to help with something like that. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Lynn, did you want to, I don't know, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but was there anything you wanted to say about that, or do you want to hold off till next week?
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to add to that, but I'll be in the office on the 9th.
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna do, like, for those of you who remember the Jerry Lewis telethon. we're all gonna be in the office calling donors, asking them if they would give. The whole team, the staff, volunteers are coming in, Lynn's coming in. It's gonna be crazy. So although I will say we probably won't stay all night, even though it runs all night. Lynn, I think you're on the 1 a.m. shift.
Oh, good. I can't wait.
I know. So that's kind of top line. If anyone has questions, feel free to shout out or type it in chat. Done. Ashley, was there anything I missed?
I don't think so. Come on, guys. Don't be afraid to ask any questions. We don't bite.
Too hard. Come on. Dawn, we're not hearing you.
Dawn's talking
How about
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sure there will be some kind of information or link on LinkedIn, because I think that will be a big driving force for people, because that might just be easier for them to click on and donate. Will that happen?
Yes, so we will, the campaign is going to be all social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, our website. And then even when you go to our website that day, during those hours, a pop-up's gonna jump up at you. We're doing a full mailing. We just sent the mailing to our printing company, and it's over 4,000 people. Anyone we had in our database in the last few years is going to be sent a letter about it. It will also include a return envelope, even though it's digital. Some people aren't comfortable with that. We put a return envelope in case they wanted to do a check or their credit card. It won't count for the matching, because the matching is only as those digitals are coming in. But we're going to hit an email, of course. There'll be multiple email blasts. So we're trying to hit every platform there is. Some people like email, some people like to get something in the mail.
Perfect. Well, I will shout it out to the pharmaceutical reps, and they'll definitely open their pockets. So I'll take that charge on.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. Yes, we can't forget our pharmaceutical friends and sponsors.
So
Because
there's a question in the chat about what time the event on April 6th in Ocala is.
Yes. I can answer that, Lynn, if you'd like. So volunteers would be arriving around 3:30, and the event ends at 9. That's if you want to volunteer at the event. If you'd like to buy a ticket, I'm pretty sure for guests they arrive closer to.
It starts at 5. It starts at 5.
Yes, thank you.
And the
And
reason
just to shout out to you guys too, taking it pardon for the interruption, but I retired from pharma, and I think good for you for tapping that resource of your pharma reps and your oncology reps to kind of assist with things that they'd be more than happy to assist with. So anyway, kudos to you guys.
Yeah, we have quite a few wonderful pharmaceutical sponsors for our events. So we've created have a lot of friends and a lot of contacts. So hopefully it won't be the business side, but from a personal side, I think a lot of them support our mission. So looking forward
Well, they
to their
do.
response.
They do, because I actually worked just right at 20 years in oncology for a minute and retired from them. So it's a big focus for them, and they're, as I say, more than happy to help out. Thank you.
Wonderful. Good to know. Thank you. Anything else? Anyone else?
All right. We appreciate everybody being here today. Thank you so very, very much. Without you, the volunteer program obviously does not exist. The staff find all of you amazing and wonderful. And everything that you do, no matter how small the task is that you might think the task is in your volunteer role, just please note the impact is huge, whether it's easily recognizable by you or not in the moment. Just know that everything you do is impactful, meaningful, priceless. To copy the commercial on TV, where they're like, cost this, priceless. Each of you is priceless.
And recognized. We see it all, we hear it all, and we recognize all the hard work and dedication you guys have for the foundation. So thank you guys so much.
I'm typing an answer in chat because somebody had a question. Somebody asked about past patients. We have no access to patients, just FYI. That's a huge HIPAA violation. Unfortunately, because we can't tap into grateful patients, right? But the mailer will go to anyone who's donated since 2019.
And again, as Lynn mentioned earlier about the newsletter, if you are not receiving it, shoot Ash, if you're in the North region, shoot Ashley an email with her as your volunteer program manager. If you're one of my volunteers, hit me with an email going, Dawn, we have no idea what Lynn is talking about with a newsletter. We get that. And we will get it to you. Okay.
Wonderful. Well, thank you everyone for participating. We love to see your smiling faces.
Brenda, I got you. Brenda put in the chat she's not receiving a newsletter and would love to.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Got you covered. Okay. All right, everybody, again, thank you so very, very much. We will give you 15 minutes back in your day here based on what we had originally scheduled the time for this. I did throw a couple links into the chat, so you take a peek at those if you want. And everybody have a great rest of your day and evening. And again, unlimited thank yous for all that you do for the foundation, the patients, and the clinics.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Take care. Be safe out there.